Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Minecraft. We are here today, once again, as always, on the Hermitcraft server. And today, guys, we are doing some base work. We got to do some stuff here at the base, aka base work, as I just said before. I keep on repeating myself, which I do frequently. I'm aware. I'm aware. So, guys, yeah, today we're working on the base. Once again, Tattoo-Logistic statement is Tattoo-Logistic. Let's go ahead and do a hashtag Ask Jarvis question here, now that we have him repaired from the previous episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first hashtag Ask Jarvis question today is, will Cub show the final book in False's quest? So last time we went on an Easter egg hunt, and we got all the way to the end. We got the bunny banner, which you can see, or you should be able to see right down, well, that boost did not work. Right down here, bunny banner. We also got a cake thing, and we also got a medallion in the form of sunflower, which should be here? No. Here. Yes, right there. We got that. Easter egg hunt winner. So, yeah. We didn't show the last book, but will I show that in this episode? Answer is, either way, blame the convex. Yep. Blame the convex, guys. The convex suppressed the knowledge of the book. But, yeah, here is the book. So, guys, the book, all it says is congrats with a smiley face. Congratulations on beating the game. Please take your prize from the chest. Thanks for playing. And now you know. So that's what the book says, in case you guys are wondering, because I got a lot of comments on that last time. Like, half the comments were like, show the book, show the book. So there's the book for all you guys who were wondering. The second hashtag Ask Jarvis question today is, quite honestly, one of the most important questions of all time. Is the moon made of cheese? This is true. There you go, guys. The moon is made of cheese. It's definitely not made of lunar regolith. The surface is not covered in lunar regolith. Yeah, it's definitely a big bowl of cheese, or a big wheel of cheese, if you will, in the sky. So, there you go. Jarvis knows. Jarvis knows the truth, guys. Definitely is not made out of barbecue spare ribs either, as some other people have reported. But now you know. The moon is made of cheese, confirmed. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do today for this episode? Well, today we want to work on our island a little bit. There is a little bit, if you can see this, right there, just barely peeking out, that little bit of purple right there. We got to get rid of that purple. We got to get some grass and some dirt, and we want to fill in that's not dirt. This is dirt over here. Yeah, we want to fill in an area close to the ravine over in the far side of the island. Well, not the far side of the island, like the middle portion of the island. Actually, it's closer to us. This is the near side of the island. Let's just go there, and I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to take our little super awesome player launcher, ghost block generator launcher thingamajig. I'm not really sure what to call this even. There we go. Player launcher. That launches us out. That's what it's called. So let's get over here, and I will show you where we're going to be working on for a brief moment or two. Right here. Right here is where, not here, up a couple, come on, there we go, right here. Right here is where we're going to be working, so you can see, this is an area where there is still mycelium. So we need to basically cover this over and make it so there's no mycelium showing. So we're just going to get all this stuff out right here. We're just going to, take a few of these mycelium blocks out, and we're just going to put down some dirt here instead, and we want to make this look somewhat good. So we're just going to cover this up here and cover this up here, and you can see it's like a pretty big area here. I'm pretty certain. So if I get over here, yeah, you can see there's a little patch down there as well. So we're going to cover this up, and we're going to make this sort of blend into the ravine wall right here. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have the area repaired. The grass is filling out over the mycelium, and you can't see the hole underneath there, the whole like cavern underneath there anymore, which is great. That's actually where we bring up the villagers into the trading hall, by the way. Like the track comes like underground here, and then comes up somewhere behind this sugarcane farm. So that's what that is. That is now repaired. So that's looking fantastic. But today, guys, I think what we're going to do, I've been watching Good Times with Scar recently, and he has made something in his base which looks pretty amazing and is also going to be really amazing in the very near future. And let's just get out to Good Time with Scar's base and see what that is. Well, hello, my fellow miners and crafters. Welcome to Scarlandia, where we have beautiful skyscrapers and luscious green. What is this? This is not Mesa. I was going to say Mesa Plateau for some reason. I'm thinking of Season 4. What has gotten into me? Jeez. Here's what we're here to look at right here. This rocket. The BFR. The Big Falcon Rocket, a.k.a. Big Betsy. No, that's not really what it's called, but it would be awesome if it was called that. Anyways, I would like to... So Scar built this BFR rocket here, right? It's a big rocket. Good rocket. Important rocket. And, yeah. I was actually planning to build something similar to this in my base, but I think Scar has pretty much nailed the design here. Like, this is really impressive. So, I think what I'm going to do... I think I am going to actually do something similar at our base, but not exactly the same. So Scar has built the BFR here taking off, right? He's got this huge rocket plume here. Is there a dog in the rocket plume? There is a dog inside the rocket plume here, ladies and gentlemen. That is absolutely amazing. Let's just go up there. I want to see this dog. This is just amazing how I can even survive this. Look at this. He's just sitting there. Can I? Okay. Let's try and make our way out here. Does he have a name? No, he's just randomly sitting there. That's awesome. That's amazing. He must have fallen out the side or something. But anyways, yeah, what we want to do, we're going to make this BFR rocket at our base. We want to make it sort of the exact same design specifications. However, what we want to do with the version at our base, instead of having it lift off like this, I want to have the first stage landed on the ground because the BFR rocket from SpaceX is going to be reusable. And the second stage we're going to have sideways flying to Scar's base because I think he said this rocket was heading to our base with some cats in it. And so I think we'll send ours back to Scar. So we'll have, you know, BFR point-to-point suborbital flights on Hermitcraft before Elon. Get wrecked, Elon Musk. Just kidding. I love you. If you're actually watching this. But seriously, though, get wrecked. Anyway, yeah, let's do that. Let's try and get some of the specifications of this. Looks like there is, like, black concrete. There's some white glass. There's some black glass. There's a lot of quartz. A lot of white concrete. And, yeah, I think that will be a really cool build to do. So we're going to make this BFR, but with the first stage landed on the ground on a pad at our place, and then the second stage flying off into the distance. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we are now ready to pick a spot for where we're going to put this BFR. So I already have something planned for this peninsula right here, so that's not going to work for this build. I'm thinking probably we want to build it on this side of the island, because the other side, yeah, we already have a lot of stuff on the other side, but not too many things on this side. So let's put it over here. I'm thinking probably, like, roughly here would be a good spot. Yeah, here would be a good spot, and I think, let's see, where's the path at? I think, yeah, we can bring the path over pretty easily from here. We could also make a couple of other things around here, besides just the landing pad and the strong back, the hold arm, basically. So, yeah, I think this is a good spot for it. So let's go ahead and start to build this thing right here. So we're just going to bring it out like this, I think. Something like this, and then right here, let's say this actually starts here. So we're going to go 2, and then we'll go 2 this way, 3 like that, 2 here, 2 here, 3 across, 2 here, 2 here, 3 across, and then 2, and that should be it. Yeah, sweet, awesome, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have ourselves a launch pad right here, and actually a landing pad as well, because the launch pad and the landing pad for the Big Falcon rocket is planned to be one and the same. They actually plan to launch and land the rocket on the same pad to save time and money, presumably. So we also have the strong back right here, which supports the rocket while it's on the launch pad. And it basically holds the rocket upright, prevents it from tipping over, and also provides things to the rocket itself when it needs to, like, refuel and things like that. So, yeah, it's kind of a critical thing to have when you're working with rockets in almost any capacity. So, yeah, we got the strong back right here, also in the same style as what Scar built, because, like I said, we want people to be able to look at Scar's base, think, oh yeah, that's cool, and then come over here and be like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. So we're trying to build it as close as possible to what Scar has in his base. So I think it looks pretty good so far. We may need to make some type of run-up to the launch pad here a little bit. So it looks a little bit less like it comes out of nowhere, essentially. But yeah, overall looking pretty good. So let's keep going. Next part we're going to do is the actual rocket. Okay guys, so quick note here. I haven't actually started to build a BFR yet, but we do have the launch pad set. So the launch pad was actually increased a little bit. Because, yeah, the BFR was actually an even number of blocks, and I had an odd number of blocks for the launch pad. So, yeah, we also increased the strong back to 2 blocks wide, and I kind of like it because it sort of makes these interlocking mechanisms here with the cobblestone wall. So, yeah, it sort of makes sense that this would be, you know, what holds the rocket in place. So, yeah, just made it 2 blocks wide, and it definitely looks a lot sturdier now, I would say. But, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Also, I was thinking, if we upgrade to 113 here, a really cool thing to do with this would be to make a realistic launch pad, which you actually can't do now. Or, well, you can do it, but not really easily. But in 113, you will be able to. Like, you could waterlog these stairs in 113, and then make a 2x2 piston trapdoor with these blocks. So when all these blocks retract, then water flows out of this and down into, you know, like a, what do you call it? Offshoot. A flame trench? Yes, something like that, I think is what it's called. So you have a flame trench coming out here with water flowing out. So that's something you could do in 113, but we can't quite do in 1.12 yet because we can't waterlog stairs. But sort of thinking ahead, that's something that would be really interesting to do once 113 comes out. And if you guys are on 113, I highly recommend you try it out if you're building your own rocket in Minecraft, because that's super realistic. Like, they actually do have water which floods the launch pad to mitigate the effects of damaging sound, because the sound is essentially so intense that it causes intense vibrations that can actually rip the rocket apart if you don't mitigate it. So yeah, that's an interesting tidbit. Anyways, yeah, made the changes to the strong back and the launch pad, so let's go ahead and get on with the rocket build. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. BFR first stage has landed here on the Mushroom Island. And it's pretty cool if we get up here. Let me just pillar up here a little ways. If we get up here, well, hang on. Let's get up a little bit further. There we go. So if we get up here and we go into F1 right here, if we compare this shot right here to the actual render of BFR re-landing on the launch pad right here, they look pretty similar, honestly. So I'm pretty happy with this, guys. I'm pretty happy with how this thing turned out. We did have to add in a couple of things. We had to make the strong back bigger and move it back one because the actual first stage here I made was a little bit too big and was a little bit too close to the strong back. And the strong back is usually about as tall as the rocket is. So if you imagine, you know, a second stage on here, it'd be like roughly like this or so. Maybe just going a little bit above the strong back, but not too much. So I think this is an appropriate height for the strong back here. If we get closer and take a look at the BFR itself, we got a couple of things of note here. So obviously you got the landing legs here. The landing legs on the actual BFR are pretty small compared to the size of the rocket. So these are also pretty small, which makes a lot of sense. And they're also not very big. Like, so they're just small and sturdy, basically. So that's what we went with here. And here we got the engines and this big sort of engine in the center, because there's not really that much room to put a bunch of different engines in here. So I just went with the one big in the center and then these around like so. And so finally, guys, we have the glass panes here. These glass panes are sort of representative of the venting of some fuel from the rocket itself, because fuel in most rockets is supercooled because that increases the density of the propellant. And yeah, that basically means if you have a higher density of propellant in your tanks, the tanks can hold actually more fuel and launch more stuff into space. And if you don't vent some of that fuel, because the environment heats it while it's sitting on the launch pad, then if you don't vent it, the tanks essentially over-pressurize and then explode, which is not ideal when it comes to rockets. You don't want your rocket to explode, so you got to vent some of that fuel. That's what you see before launches. Have you ever seen, some of that, the white gaseous stuff just sort of drifting away from the rocket? That is the venting of fuel. So, yeah, that's what the glass panes are supposed to be. So anyways, guys, now that we got our daily dose of rocket science out of the way, we can now focus on the second stage. Yeah, I think this first stage is in good proportion to the strong back and everything, and it looks pretty cool on the ground here. So, like I said, I think we're going to make the second stage over in this direction from where we're currently at. So I'm thinking probably we want to make this up pretty high, too. So let's see. We probably want to go to like 240 or 250 even. So yeah, we're pretty far away from the first stage, way down there. So I'm thinking like right up here, maybe? Well, how do we at here? 208? Maybe even higher than this, like way up here. Like here, like 230. Yeah, this is a good spot here, I think. So like just off the coast of this melon farm. Melon and pumpkin farm right there, I think. So I'll have to, pillar up and make a huge like dirt tower up there. To actually start placing blocks. But yeah, I think we're going to put the second stage way up there. Probably facing to the south or maybe to the west. We'll see. One of the two. But yeah, that's where we're going to put the second stage. So let me get some stuff here and we'll start to build that as well. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So we are now high above our mushroom island here. So you can see almost the entire island from here, which is kind of awesome. So you can see all the buildings we've made in our base area this season. So I basically pillared up with a dirt pillar right here off the very tip of the mushroom island. So I just pillared up here and then went over here a little bit, and we are now currently over the open ocean, which makes sense for the rocket to launch over the ocean and then basically head this direction to spawn, because spawn is actually in that direction. So we're going to basically have the rocket facing this direction, facing to the west. We'll have the front of the rocket, like roughly here. Back of the rocket will roughly be here. And then we're also going to need to expand this out because I want this whole area here to basically have a rocket plume behind it, because the second stage is still going to be like burning back towards spawn. So we're going to have an exhaust plume that we're going to need to make out of some stained glass, like red, orange, yellow, gray, light gray, etc. So we're going to have that extending beyond the second stage engines, basically back in that direction. So yeah, that is the plan right now, and I think I got pretty much everything I need except for maybe some of the stained glass. We're gonna need to get some of that, but everything else I think I have in here. We also need to pick up, I think, some coal blocks, because the second stage, I believe, had some coal blocks that Scar built. So yeah, let's go ahead and make this second stage happen right now. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that, guys. So there it is, the second stage of the BFR. Way, way, way up there in the sky. And it is looking nice. It is looking real nice. So, yeah, that's what it's looking like. Let's go up for a closer look here, actually. So guys, I went ahead and slept the night away so we can actually see what it looks like during the daytime, because it's a lot more visible and a lot easier to see. So here is the spaceship itself. This is called BFS, the Big Falcon spaceship. And yeah, this is the plume right here you saw from the ground. Looks really good at night because it's illuminated by these back end rods here. But yeah, that is the plume there. So just a bunch of glass panes, red, orange, yellow, black, light gray, gray, and white. And it sort of transitions from the reds and yellows and the blacks to the light grays, and the whites at the back side there. So that is the plume. Right here we have the heat shield, but I think the official name is the Delta Wing, if I'm not mistaken. What this does is it basically serves to dissipate the energy from the spacecraft when it re-enters the atmosphere by essentially, dissipating the energy as heat through a super efficient heat shield. Up front here we have some antennas right here. That's what these are supposed to be on the front of the spaceship. We also have windows. If I jump on out, we got windows in the front right there you can see. So yeah, there's sort of the characteristic BFR windows in the front there. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. So yeah, that would be what it looks like right there. Kind of interesting. But yeah, I think this looks really great, especially when you view it from a distance. So let's just get back on over here. Take a look at the second stage and what it looks like. Yeah, that looks really great. Super awesome. Definitely looks great at night as well. It actually looks really kind of close to the sugarcane farm, even though it's like a couple hundred blocks away. But that's perfect. Perfect size. You can see it from when we walk out of the base. So we'll be able to see it from there. So if I get back over here, yeah, you can see what it looks like once again in the daytime from this same location. Yeah, that's looking sweet. That is looking sweet. So I'm very happy with that. I think I also want to update the maps, and we want to see what both the second stage and the first stage, plus Strongback and things, look like down there. And actually, wow, we can see across this all the way over to the rocket. That's awesome. But yeah, let's update the maps and see what it looks like on there. Alright guys, so here's what we got right now. So here is the first stage and the Strongback, as well as the launch/landing pad. And then we also have the second stage right here, out over the ocean. And unfortunately the glass doesn't show up here, like the glass plume, the rocket plume. But that's fine, it's all good. The reason it doesn't show up is because there's no blocks underneath of the glass, which there needs to be for it to show up. So yeah, that's what we got right there. I am planning, I think, to add more stuff around the first stage, especially like in this area here, this whole peninsula here. So we might add like a liquid oxygen tank would be cool. Maybe a flame duct right here coming out the back, so all the flames would like go down that and out back this way. That could be cool. Then we could also have a tracking station right here, like on this peninsula, that tracks the first stage out to about here. And we'd also probably want like a second tracking station, like maybe like down here could be a good spot. So it like tracks the second stage until it gets out over the ocean. That'd be really awesome to have like a little tracking station alluding to the launch area over here. That'd be sweet, yeah. So let me know if you guys would like to see that. But anyways, guys, I think that's going to have to be it for me today. First and second stage of BFR complete. And we'll add other auxiliary rocket things in the near future. Yeah, look at that. That's nice. That's really cool. That's really cool. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And yeah, hit the notification bell as well to get notified when I upload. But for now, guys, that is it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Cub. Goodbye.